Jerred is coming to present to us speech number 9, and the title of his speech is There Are So Many Diets Out There. What do I choose? His objectives in this speech are to persuade the audience about his point. I think he's trying to convince us. Jerred is really going to help us think about what we eat. And I think that's very important because you are what you eat. If you didn't know, you are exactly what you eat. So please help me welcome Jerred to the speech. What do we eat?
There are so many different diets out there. How do you know where to start? What are you going to choose? If you Google diets, it is absolutely mind-blowing at how many different options there is for diets. You have the keto diet, Whole30 diet, paleo diet, carnivore diet, and the list goes on and on and on. Today, I want to talk about the keto diet. But before we get started with keto, let's talk about diets. Diets, in my opinion, are stupid, waste of time, don't do a diet. Why do I say that? Because a diet is something you do for a duration of time, and you go right back to eating how you were before. Instead of a diet, let's think of it as a lifestyle change or a plan. Whatever you choose, think of it as this isn't something I'm going to do for a duration of time and then go right back to how I was before. Think of it as this is something I want to try for a long period of time. This is a lifestyle change I want to make, rather than this is something I want to do for a little bit of time and then go right back to how you were before. I want to talk more about keto. Keto is what I'm going to focus on today. So what is keto? Keto simply is a low-carb, high-fat diet. If you're on keto for a period of time, or over time, you start to go into ketosis. Now, I'm guessing Ron is thinking, what is ketosis? I'm glad you're thinking that, Ron. Ketosis is a metabolic state where your body, instead of burning glucose, now burns built up fat in your body, or burns built up acids within your body. There's 3 types of keto. You have strict keto, lazy keto, dirty keto. All 3 would suggest you try to eat 20 grams of carbs or less per day. Strict keto, you're really monitoring your carb intake, but you're still eating healthy, lots of vegetables, good fats. Lazy keto, you're kind of monitoring your carbs, fats. Dirty keto. Basically, you want to say you're doing keto so you can eat a lot of bacon. Now, if you've never really done a diet or paid attention to what you eat, I would strongly suggest trying Whole30 first. Whole30 is great because when you're on Whole30, it's way harder to cheat than when you're on keto. Whole30, you're eating only whole foods for 30 days. No sugars, no processed foods. If you've never done any kind of diet or anything, or plan, do Whole30. Now, if you want to do keto, you've done something like Whole30 before you do keto, I would strongly suggest research. There's a lot about keto. There's a lot of misconceptions about keto. Or get a coach. With keto, it is way too easy to cheat, do lazy keto, do dirty keto, and think you're eating healthy. In my opinion, if you're going to do keto, go healthy. I eat 6 to 8 cups a day of vegetables. That's a lot of vegetables. At minimum, I eat 1 huge bowl of salad every day at the least, and usually vegetables on top of it. Lots of times I'll even have 2 salads a day. February 4th, I started keto, strict, healthy keto, did it for 3 months. At the end of 3 months, started February 4th, I weighed 227 pounds. At the end of 3 months, I weighed 204 pounds. I'd say keto works, but you have to do it strict. You have to do it healthy. Now, sometimes I do cheat. Example, last week, they had Eggs Benedict. I love Eggs Benedict. Eggs Benedict is my favorite breakfast meal by far. I had 2 Eggs Benedict. I was in heaven for 5 minutes. It was great. It was awesome. And then the rest of the day didn't feel so good. Is it worth it? At the time it was. During the day, it's not worth it. For the most part, I stay pretty good with keto and being at home. But where I really struggle is going out on the road. How do you stay strict on something like keto or Whole30 going on the road? I've never done it, and every time I go out, I feel like garbage after a day or two because of the way I'm eating. Last weekend, did the Spartan race, and on Friday, I had 2 huge salads. Saturday, I made sure I stayed strict and ate good because I had the race Saturday morning. And I tell you, by the time I got home, I felt so good. It was the first time in my whole life I've ever actually eaten healthy the entire weekend while being gone from home. It was awesome. The cool thing with keto is you do get to have some treats. All you guys, even Laren, should have a little cupcake. That is a keto cupcake. No carbs or very little carbs. Now, the point of this is if you have a sweet tooth, to have it once in a while. That's where I find keto kind of fails, is because these are keto cupcakes. People go and eat 20 of them. That's not the idea of keto. The idea is, hey, I'm going to a birthday party. Instead of eating this cake, why don't I bring some cupcakes and eat these? That's the idea of having treats on keto, not just to go and crash and eat something that they call keto and eat a whole bunch of them. The idea is to do it in moderation. I hope today that maybe I've convinced you just a little bit to think about the lifestyle change or plan that you want to do with eating.